Look at this map of the United States. If you want to buy a slice of it right now, you'd likely get outbid, outnegotiated, or completely priced out. We've been told it's a standard land scarcity crisis, but that is a lie. There's plenty of land. It's just that an area nearly double the size of the entire state of Ohio has been quietly bought up by foreign entities. And they aren't just buying farmland. They are buying specific plots of dirt directly adjacent to our most sensitive military base networks. This is the story of how America is quietly selling its own sovereignty 1 acre at a time. The hidden reality. To understand the scope of this quiet invasion, we have to ask a fundamental question. Exactly how much of the United States do foreign entities currently own, and why is this number exploding right now? The answer lies buried within the data of the United States Department of Agriculture. According to their latest records, foreign investors now hold an interest in over 40 million acres of American agricultural land. To fully comprehend that figure, imagine erasing the entire state of Ohio from the domestic map and handing its ownership over to international interests. This is not a slow, multi-generational shift. It is an aggressive post-2010 surge. Over the past decade and a half, foreign land acquisitions have aggressively doubled, accelerating at a frantic pace that federal tracking systems were never architected to monitor or handle. While this international buying spree intensifies, a tragic economic divergence is happening across the American heartland. Multi-generational American family farms, crippled by soaring inflation, rising fertilizer costs, and predatory domestic lending markets, are collapsing into bankruptcy. Where local families see ruin, massive international conglomerates see an opportunity. Backed by virtually limitless institutional capital, these foreign corporations sweep in, outbidding local farmers, consolidating independent fields, and fundamentally shifting the structural control of American food production away from citizens. But the sheer scale of this acquisition isn't even the most alarming part. It's where these foreign buyers are choosing to plant their flags. The red flags in the heartland. This structural shift becomes deeply unsettling when analyzing the specific geography of these purchases, raising an immediate question. Why would a Chinese logistics company buy 300 acres of farmland in a remote North Dakota town with a population of just over 60,000? The answer unfolded when the Fufeng Group, an agribusiness giant closely tied to the Chinese government, purchased attractive land in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Nominally, the company planned to build a $700 million corn milling plant, an initiative initially celebrated by local leaders for its promises of job creation and economic revitalization. However, an analysis of the location revealed a critical vulnerability. The land's at exactly 12 miles from the Grand Forks Air Force Base. This specific installation is a hypersensitive nerve center for American military operations, housing top-secret drone technologies, advanced reconnaissance assets, and global satellite communication arrays. The geographical overlap triggered an immediate intelligence warning. The United States Air Force issued a formal, chilling memorandum explicitly declaring the project a significant threat to national security, citing its extreme potential for passive electronic espionage and signal interception. Though local officials ultimately halted the project under intense public pressure, the incident exposed a massive systemic vulnerability. While Washington scrambled to stop the North Dakota facility, they completely missed an entirely different existential resource grab happening thousands of miles away in the American desert. Sucking the desert dry. To discover the true extent of this vulnerability, one must look toward the arid landscapes of the American Southwest and ask, how did a foreign kingdom secure unlimited, free access to American water in the middle of the historic megadrought? This is a reality of the Saudi alfalfa pipeline operating in La Paz County, Arizona. Fondamont, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Saudi Arabian dairy giant Almarai, quietly acquired thousands of acres of desert land. The objective was highly strategic: cultivating alfalfa, a crop that requires immense volumes of water to survive. Decades prior, Saudi leadership had banned the domestic cultivation of alfalfa within their own borders to protect their rapidly depleting aquifers. Instead of conserving resources globally, they simply outsourced the environmental devastation to the United States, effectively exporting American liquid gold across the ocean to feed Saudi cattle. This extraction was completely legal, achieved by exploiting lax state groundwater regulations dating back to 1912. For years, the foreign corporation pumped billions of gallons of groundwater from the unreplenishable Colorado River Basin entirely free of charge. As corporate pumps ran continuously, water tables plunged precipitously, causing the shallow residential wells of everyday American citizens living in neighboring communities to run completely dry. This isn't just a story of resource exploitation. It's a meticulously calculated strategy executed through a massive, systemic legal blind spot. The puppet masters and paper trails. The systematic drainage of American resources forces us to examine the regulatory failures that allow it, raising a vital question. How do foreign adversaries bypass U.S. national security screenings to buy land without anyone knowing who they are? They do it by mastering a complex economic shell game. International buyers rarely execute these land purchases under their true sovereign titles. Instead, they exploit a labyrinth of layered limited liability companies, opaque shell corporations, and domestic proxy buyers to completely obscure the identity of the ultimate. Tracking these transactions is a bureaucratic nightmare because the primary defense mechanism, the Agricultural Foreign Investment Disclosure Act, AFTA, functions as a toothless watchdog. Past decades ago, the act relies almost entirely on voluntary self-reporting by the buyers themselves. When a foreign entity is caught failing to report its acquisitions, the statutory penalties are shockingly small, often amounting to minor administrative fines that multi-billion-dollar conglomerates dismiss as a negligible cost of doing business. Furthermore, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, has historically suffered from severe jurisdictional gaps, lacking the explicit statutory authority to review or block standard agricultural real estate transactions that do not involve predefined maritime ports or specific military boundaries. When you look at the map of these hidden purchases, a chilling pattern emerges that threatens the one thing no nation can survive without: weapons of food mass destruction. This regulatory blind spot leads directly to a fundamental threat to the domestic population, forcing an uncomfortable consideration. Can a foreign power weaponize American soil to compromise the nation's food security from within? Throughout human history, nations have understood that controlling arable land is synonymous with controlling life itself. When a foreign power gains dominance over agricultural infrastructure, they secure the leverage to manipulate domestic supply chains. A stark precedent occurred when the WH Group, a massive Chinese conglomerate with deep ties to the state, purchased Smithfield Foods. Overnight, the largest pork producer in the United States fell under foreign ownership, placing a significant portion of the American protein supply under the direct oversight of an economic rival. The mechanics of this threat extend far beyond simple ownership. They enable severe market manipulation. In the event of severe global supply chain disruption or a direct geopolitical conflict, a foreign entity controlling American agricultural assets could easily prioritize the needs of its home nation. They could legally divert meat, grain, and critical produce away from American grocery store shelves to supply their own domestic populations, using American resources as an economic weapon against the American public. The erosion of our food, water, and economic sovereignty leaves us asking a terrifying question. Is it already too late to stop this? The fight for the floorboards. As the scale of this quiet conquest comes to light, a resistance is forming on the ground, leading us to examine a critical clash. What happens when local communities try to fight back against billions of dollars in foreign capital, and who is actually winning? A powerful grassroots backlash is accelerating across the nation, triggering a rising tide of bipartisan, state-level legislation. Lawmakers in states like Texas, Florida, and Iowa have introduced or enacted aggressive measures designed to ban foreign adversarial governments and their state-backed corporations from acquiring agricultural land. However, this defensive movement faces fierce pushback from powerful corporate real estate lobbies, industrial farming conglomerates, and global trade organizations. These groups argue that statutory bans disrupt the mechanics of the free market, artificially depress land values, and penalize retiring American farmers who rely on selling their property to the highest bidder to fund their retirements. This gridlock exposes what economists call the free market paradox. It forces a painful, deep-seated ideological reckoning. Can a capitalistic democracy truly preserve its long-term independence if it adheres so strictly to free market absolutism that it allows its most foundational national assets to be bought by global adversaries? Because if we don't redefine what it means to protect our borders, the next generation of Americans will face a reality where they own absolutely nothing. The ground we stand on. This brings us to the ultimate question confronting the nation today. How can everyday citizens force a broken system, protect the very earth beneath their feet before it is gone forever? Resolving this crisis requires looking past abstract macroeconomic theories and confronting the severe human cost of inaction. It is reflected in the reality of young American families completely locked out of the housing market and independent local farmers consistently priced out of their own community soil by international balance sheets. We must accept a foundational truth. Land is a strictly finite resource, and as the old adage goes, they simply aren't making any more of it. Once a sovereign nation systematically sells off its physical geography to foreign interests, it cannot easily repurchase its independence. Halting this trajectory requires an immediate, powerful national call to action. Citizens must demand absolute federal transparency, forcing legislators to aggressively reform the Agricultural Foreign Investment Disclosure Act. This means implementing severe, non-negotiable financial penalties for reporting failures, significantly expanding the investigative jurisdiction of national security committees, and permanently closing the corporate legal loopholes that allow foreign assets to hide behind shell companies. It is time to treat American soil not as an open financial commodity for global speculation, but as a foundational element of national survival. We must protect the ground we stand on, because once it's gone, our sovereignty goes with it.